Welcome in, everybody, to TBSports 27, the 10-0 Grand Rapids Rampage. Back at home, and for the second time, we got a matchup with the Colorado Crush. It's going to be a Central Division battle. 6 games remain here in the regular season, and the Grand Rapids Rampage looking to complete the very first unbeaten season in the history of the Arena Football League. We got to get 6 wins to do it. Some little bit of, I guess, rust to shake off from what happened 1 week ago against the New York Dragons, where it was a bit of a struggle. Eventually pulled it out at the end. Colorado Crush, they're coming into this one with a 5-5 record, so they are fighting for their playoff lives. We talked about this at the end of the last episode, so if you want to get more in depth, I encourage you guys to check out the part 2 video of our New York Dragons game, either up on YouTube or up on Patreon, however you want to check that out. But we go in more in depth with the playoffs, but a win here for the Grand Rapids Rampage is going to lock up a playoff berth with 5 weeks to go in the season if we get this win. And so this is a pretty big one as well. We'll still be fighting, of course, for number 1 seed, home field advantage, and all that stuff. But Damian Gross, who has been a monster kick returner so far this season, is going to start our Grand Rapids Rampage off in good field position. Season 4 of the Arena Football League, the first 2 seasons with the Georgia Force. You can check that out in the archives up on our Patreon page. Season 3 that we did with the Kansas City Brigade. And look at Stafford, touchdown to Damian Grosh. Well, he dropped it, but the referees, we don't have reviews in this game, so referees are going to let that one go. So Grand Rapids coming back home and answering. Maybe it was just the trip to New York, you know. That's a long trip from Grand Rapids, you know, over to New York, a couple of states away, jumping over, and you get the big city, a lot of things to do, a lot of touristy things to do, and you can just take your attention away from the game. Then you come back to a little quiet, sleepy Grand Rapids here, and now you can focus again. Season 3 of our Arena Football team, we were with the Kansas City Brigade, and we missed the postseason. So that kind of tells you that this 10-0 start is kind of a rarity for us as well. I want to thank as well our Patreon mega fans, super fans, and ultra fans, but more so the mega fan and the ultra fan, who can kind of comment every month and say what they want to see requests on the channel. We actually have, and we'll run the thank yous across the bottom of the screen. Dan the Legend, Dan has made an upgrade to the Patreon ultra fan level, which is our top level over on Patreon. And well, we had some requests come through, and it was a request for Arena Football. So that is what we're going to focus on. If you guys want to request what you want to see on the channel, check us out on Patreon. But the request came in, and we heard that you guys are really enjoying Arena Football, and you want to see it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Our next couple of streams here is doing Arena Football, and then throw a little insight in here. You guys started talking about, you guys want to see the Utah Utes come back. It's been a little bit since last time we saw the Utah Utes on the channel, so be on the lookout. Maybe once we get done with Arena Football, we'll switch back, do some college football. I know the new game is going to be allegedly on the way soon, either in June or July. At the time that you guys might be watching this on YouTube, it might already be out, but Coach TBSports, we kind of said we want to do at least 2 more seasons with the Utah Utes, so, you know, hearing some requests for that. All right, no points for the Colorado Crush, and we might be back to our old ways here as Stafford connect. Oh, my goodness, I thought I had Willis Marshall, but it was knocked away. Didn't quite get a number. I know someone in the 90s that was able to get the deflection there. But, yeah, do consider becoming a Patreon member and check out some of those various requests that you guys will put in. We'll get those links on the screen coming up a little bit later on. Stafford is going to go down. That was E.J. Bart coming in for the sack. So that's going to force a, what is it, 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 here for the Grand Rapids Rampage. But it's easy to make up those yards in arena football. It's not really like a detriment like it is in the outdoor game. Stafford going high, and it is knocked away by Curtis Eason. So the Colorado defense will respond, and the Grand Rapids Rampage will send Brian Schmidt on to attempt a pretty long field goal. This is going to be about 55 yards or so, maybe a little shy of that, depending on how long, they count the end zone. And that one made the distance, but may have fallen just short of it. So Colorado will take back over here on this second possession of the ball game for them. Starting quarterback, their first possession was so short, we didn't even really get to talk about them. Starting quarterback John Kaleo for the Colorado Crush, a former Arena Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Storm. Like I said, this is our second time that we've matched up with the Colorado Crush this season. Still no yards of offense for Colorado. They are 5-5, so much like we said, their playoff hopes are kind of on the line in this one. They're fighting with all they've got for a playoff spot here. And for us, we want to get the win and go ahead and put us pretty much clinch our playoff spot, but that can always be dangerous because you've seen in the history of the NFL, and you've seen it as well in arena football with some of the 15-1 teams that have gone to the postseason. It can be hard when you clinch a postseason spot so early to keep that momentum, to keep playing hard. It's so easy to want to slack off, and then it's hard to get back into that mood. So if you clinch a playoff spot, like we might do with 5 weeks to go before the end of the regular season, how do we keep that going for 5 weeks? And how do we ramp that back up when the playoffs come around? Big question. We are probably got about 2.5 more weeks of streaming time with you guys before I am heading on my trip to Japan. So you will not see me streaming between March 1st and actually probably for the first half of March. From March 1st to probably like March 20th. We won't be on streaming. But you're still going to get YouTube content every single day at 12 noon Eastern time. So make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. And if you want to get caught up on any of the action, of course, you got our YouTube page and our Patreon page. John Kaleo, and it is a touchdown. Freddie Solomon, number 99, for the Colorado Crush into the end zone. And the Crush will even this one up if the extra point can go through. Matt Durazio, actually Chris Hunter, pardon me. Durazio is a quarterback. I read that. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. No, Chris Hunter is your kicker here for the Colorado Crush. So nice job by the Crush to answer. They got the defensive stop, and then they respond. But Damian Grosh, wow, Damian Grosh, Lamar Price just intercepted Damian Grosh. Grosh looking like he was going to turn that one upfield and get some points, but not going to happen here on this day. My goodness. The next possession, Grosh, who's been all over this ball game, right? And he's going to get injured. That would be a big injury. Now, we've been lucky this season. Most of the injuries that our team has suffered have been extremely minor. They've been able to come back in within the same game, so hopefully that is the case, because Damian Grosh, that would be a big, big blow if he doesn't come back from this one. So Stafford, boy, kind of starting to see what we saw against the New York Dragons a little bit. Have these defenses kind of figured out this Grand Rapids Rampage offense? 7-7 first quarter, winding down here in this Week 11 battle. And Marshall, wide open, gets the feet down, first down. And Well, you guys probably saw the linebackers. Those of you that might not be familiar with arena football rules, you saw linebackers standing there and probably questioning, you know, why? Well, they can't leave the box. There's an invisible box between the tackles, and one linebacker can blitz, but one has to stay put. So you see where the linemen are set. The linebackers cannot leave that box. So with 1 second, cannot get the snap away. And we're tied, 7-7 here in Grand Rapids. Quick chance with our first quarter coming to a close. We want to hit you with some plugs, a way for you guys to help support the channel. Of course, like we said, we will not be streaming throughout the first half of March while we are away in Japan. So you want to make sure you're following us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter, because we might post some Japan photos on there. Got tickets to some New Japan and Stardom shows as well. I want to go to the famous Ribera Steakhouse. Of course, Patreon is how you can support the channel. We got a tip jar up at Streamlabs. And if you want to get me a cup of coffee as well, check out our Ko-Fi link as well. Appreciate your guys' support of TBSports 27. Oh, we got to delay a game while we were plugging trips to Japan. We got the big delay game there, so yes, so we'll not be streaming for about 20 days or so. And like I said, after that, we kind of talking about make it or break it as far as the channel goes. Coming after that is when my wife is going to be moving down here. So within probably that end of the month period. So getting all that set up and all that kind of stuff, it's, you know, the time that we might be able to stream is going to go from 4 to 5 days a week to maybe 1 or 2 days a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. So if we can get the support and make it a full-time thing, then we can up that again. But just want to throw that out there that the amount of time and the amount of content you guys might be used to may start going down a little bit as we head into next month. So just giving you guys a fair heads up on that, but that's why we have all the links where you guys can help support the channel, and you know, we can try to make this full time and stream with you guys regularly and keep uploading regularly. So there's all the links, and hope we can make that happen. So Shane Stafford just drilled as he let go of it, and the Colorado Crush defense. I'm not liking how we're starting to struggle a little bit here. We were walking through teams, and I mean, we're still playing well, don't get me wrong, but man, we were just dominant here through the first half of the season. Schmidt's gonna kick. That's a very tough kick to make in arena football. That was an 8-play, 17-yard drive. That is terrible for what Grand Rapids Rampage standards have been so far this season. So the Colorado Crush coming up with a couple of big defensive stops. The first play of the ball game went for a touchdown, right? And then since then, Colorado defense, they've kept us in check. Absolutely unreal. John Kaleo, plenty of time, gets that one out to Rumpf.
Rumpf on the reception. Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 3. All on the 13-yard line.
Pretty even. You can see even all the way across on your total yardage here. Kaleo. Toss that one into some kind of traffic. Can't see a number on it, but it's going to be incomplete. I think we had Chris Angel in the mix. And it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Chance for the Rampage to come in with the defensive side. They're going to try to run it, and it does not work. Corey Fleming comes in, brings down John Kaleo. Colorado's either got to go for it or kick it, and we're seeing a defensive war here in arena football, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 3. So this would be fantastic field position for the Grand Rapids Rampage, and they're going to try to run it again. Kaleo gets stuck, and he doesn't make it. Almost identical. Fleming comes in and makes the stop. That is monstrous. They go back-to-back with the quarterback sneak, and it did not pay off. So the Rampage, we're going to get great field position here. Fleming cannot hang on to it. So after a very nice outing by Corey Fleming on those last 2 plays, he's going to come out and drop that pass. 10-7 here. Chance to go up by 2 scores for the first time. Damian Grosh cannot connect with Stafford. We are seeing a lot of this. This is going back to last week against the New York Dragons. We have not seen this all season long. Maybe we get it out of our system now. We could ramp back up for the playoffs, but Stafford just gets destroyed and it's incomplete. Wait. Did they call a roughing the passer? I thought everything looked clean. Let's see. They called it on 55. You can't move. There's 55 there. So what a monster hit. So there's the hit. I guess they're saying that little extra blow right there, that was the flag. Wow, what do you guys think about that? I mean, he did hit him extra, but he's already going, right? He's already coming in. And Stafford kind of like flew into him, and it just kind of like bumped him, but... Well, referees make the call. We don't even have a choice in the matter. I've often thought about that. I don't think any team would ever do it, but what if there's like a really bad call and a team would just be like, no, I don't agree with that. I'll decline it. Like in that NFC Championship, Saints and the Rams. What if the Rams just declined that? Because they're like, no, that wasn't right. That was a bad call. But I don't even have the choice. They just give it to you. They give you the personal foul. So automatic first down. Bit of a controversial call here, but this defensive battle, and this again, we talked about it in the Dragons game. This is a team that was averaging 60 points a game, struggled to put points up against the Dragons. We're struggling to put points up in the end zone here against the Colorado Crush. There's your touchdown to Corey Fleming.
Touchdown.
So we take advantage. I let you guys make the call in the comments. Bad call or not, whatever you guys think it was. But either way, it's points for the Rampage.
The extra point attempt is good.
And it's going to be Colorado Crush time to try to figure out what they want to do here. Schmidt boots this one away. Oh my God, right into the wall. Coca Blaylock.
Colorado.
Man, he just walked right into that wall there.
First and 10.
John Kaleo under center, takes a snap, going deep down the field, and it is caught by Anthony Hines. Did he get down to the 4-yard line? He did. Wow, what a play by Kaleo and the Colorado Crush. And you're getting into this timing territory where you're maybe looking, they get it. Wow, I'm not even, we got some interesting calls in this one. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if some of these calls are accurate or not. The quarterback sneak finally pays off for them. They get into the end zone. They get the points.
The extra point attempt is good.
And it's going to be a 3-point game once again here, a 2-play drive from the Colorado Crush. So they will not go for the onside kick just yet. Now the ball will kind of be on our court with this onside kick situation, what we want to do. So we're streaming this with you guys on a Saturday. It was a Saturday afternoon. And I kind of feel a little nostalgic. Did you guys grow up with arena football on NBC? It was weekend afternoons. You know, the famous song, Saturday. You get everybody played on Saturday afternoon. Man, there's just something about that time. The glory days of arena football. So just streaming arena football at this time on a Saturday afternoon. Just brings you back to those memories. Of course, they had the TNN era of arena football, and then they were on ESPN2 for a while. What a catch by Damian Grosh. Then the NBC era, NFL Network for a little while, TBSports, and they did some streaming, and now they're having the big comeback this season along with the Indoor Football League, and hopefully they can both coexist. Or there's a nice touchdown for the Rampage. And we have another injury. Damian Grosh, who came back from injury earlier, is now going to go back out. My goodness. I continue to hope that's going to be okay. But there always seems to be like tribalism, you know, when you have two different. I'm seeing a lot with, you know, you see it in wrestling. Oh my God, I couldn't even like rev back on the kick. That was kind of a crazy glitch. And we're just going to kick this one deep. Not going to go for the onside kick. We see that with wrestling all the time, which I've always thought. I mean, it's fun. I like seeing the companies kind of take shots at each other. That was kind of like the fun of the Monday Night Wars. But I've always watched everything. WCW, WWE, AEW, everything. So it's like, to me, it's always been kind of silly. Seen that a little bit with arena football and the IFL. Of like, and it's like, man, it like come together, you know. Why just enjoy both? I'm gonna watch both. I'm glad the IFL was there when the Arena Football League went out of business for the second time. I turned to the IFL and they got me through. So watch both and enjoy both.
Second and 10. Ball on the 9-yard line.
24-14. John Kaleo. And oh my goodness, another great catch by Hines. He had caught the touchdown. Or I don't know, he didn't get the touchdown, but he got down. He got the big catch that got him down to like the 4-yard line there. 16 seconds. This might have been a dangerous move to kick this one deep. Kaleo pump fake, and he got lit up. The pump fake got him. Joe Jacobs, who's made a number of nice plays this season for our Grand Rapids Rampage. Coming up with a nice shot there. Second and 10. Kaleo knocked away by Chris Angel. Third and 10, 11 seconds to go here in the first half. As a reminder, if you're watching this on Twitch or on Patreon, stay right where you are, because the second half and our Week 12 game with the Dallas Desperados, as that one floated over the head of Freddie Solomon. That game is coming up next here on Twitch and on Patreon. If you're watching on YouTube, you want to make sure you're subscribed, and you want to make sure you hit a thumbs up on the video, because part 2 is coming your way tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, and you're going to get the Desperados game over the next 2 days. So field goal is good. So it's 17-24. We'll have a shot here. We'll have a shot at the end zone, depending on how long this kick return takes. That one hit off the iron, so that has a potential for a goofy drop. So timeout to be called by Grand Rapids, so it'll be one shot. And I think you're looking, well, the game says run it. It's so stupid. I wish that wasn't like the default, you know, in this game when there's no time. You always have a shot at a touchdown. Anytime you run a play in arena football, you have a chance at a touchdown. So we're going to throw it off the back of the netting here, Hail Mary style. There it is. There's the bounce. And it's going to be incomplete. So it's a tight contest here. 10-0 Grand Rapids, 5-5 Colorado. Only 7 points separate the two. You guys do not want to miss the second half. Check out the Blue Chew halftime show. And when we return, it's going to be the second half action. It's going to be Grand Rapids, Colorado. Colorado trying to stay in the playoff hunt. Grand Rapids trying to clinch a playoff spot and trying to keep their undefeated season alive.
This squashing brought to you by proud sponsor of the AFL and your stop for all things football. Champ Sports, where sport lives.